Alright, welcome VOD Squad and Precogs.
Welcome back. We're doing more Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow.
And worry not, don't adjust your televisions. It is in fact frozen, but that's okay. Just gotta make a stream announcement.
Yes, for all the not precogs out there,
Yes.
We're making the announcement now, and Eric is in the chat. Says, hey guys,
Consistently precognition.
aka turning the notifications on and ringing the bell.
You gotta be fast though too, I suppose.
I guess some people have notifications straight to their phone.
Oh, that is interesting. I have like all YouTube notifications just like super off.
Also, hey Never, welcome to the chat.
Oh yeah, I was just seeing there's a
Says, oh god, whatever is just wow.
whatever is just wow.
I assume he means the Whatever podcast.
Oh, was there an episode recently that was crazy? I saw the clip where there was that woman who was like, I'm a marriage therapist. I fuck the husband because the wife doesn't want to. And it's like,
Hey Chaos Smash, welcome to the chat. Boy, did you come in at a weird moment. And
Man.
Eric does have his notifications on his phone. Confirmed.
man, the default speed is so nice. I forgot how nice it was to play at normal speed. Oh, I used up my magic.
Yeah, it looks so nice too when it's moving at normal speed.
Love the whip sword. I gotta play a game with what are those called? The Belmonts.
Yeah.
Well, okay, guys, what's the intro where you kill Dracula right in the beginning, and then he says like something about God and whatever?
A Castlevania game?
Yeah. There's a Castlevania game where the intro is like they mention God.
And then in the animated series, they're like, no! God doesn't exist!
Right. I was talking about it.
Geometrical shapes!
I was like talking about it with my brother, and he was like, it's like.
Eric says Symphony of the Night involves killing Dracula in the intro.
Okay, well hold on. Let me just look that up real quick while I'm waiting for my green bar to regenerate so I can hope to compete with godforsaken area. The one I remember was like I guess the long play would certainly involve the beginning. Yeah, this is it. It was not by my hand I am once again given flesh. I was called here tribute. So then it's like a boss fight, but then yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe it was this, but I was looking at this and I didn't see God specifically mentioned. But in any case, that's funny. I have the chat in the wrong configuration. Yeah, I have all my Malkavian IRL. Yeah, I have all my notifications on like my viewing account turned off because you comment on stuff and then some psycho will be like, no, or whatever. People will be complaining or whatever. Oh, right.
Our honeydew says Kaibavania continues. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're Blue Kaiba.
We do have the code, right? Oh, I guess that's just like a DPS tax.
Eric Lowry says, he also says the classic line, "What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets."
Yeah, I was thinking that there's no way that's from Castlevania, right? Like, that's got to be like a quote from somewhere else. Fucking. Huh.
And hello, a wonderful galaxy. Welcome to the chat. Asking, will you guys play Five Nights at Freddy's for Spooky Month? I have actually never played. Although it seems like a very simple scare game. Dracula says that to Richard Belmont in Rondo of Blood, says Chaos Mash 64.
But that's really from Castlevania, is what is man but a miserable little pile of secrets? That's got to be a quote from somewhere else.
Why do you say that?
Because it sounds so... What is man but a miserable pile of secrets? It's like, I'm like almost... Yeah, it seems Castlevania.
Yeah, they're all saying that it's from Castlevania.
Okay, so Andre Malraux, French novelist, adventurer, historian, and statesman. And he has a book. Yeah, he has a quote, "What is man? A miserable little pile of secrets," in Anti-Memoirs, preface, 1967.
They took it from a French guy during the late 60s of all times.
I mean, really though? Doesn't that sound so fucking French?
Yeah.
What is man but a miserable little pile of secrets? There's like a French philosophy that's like, sex is called the little death because if you have sex, you acknowledge that you will one day die and therefore must reproduce. And it's like, wow, could you be any more fucking...
Dude! We're fighting Grim Reaper elf guy? What is this?
You got me so like... and I was like, what? I just stood still. I was like,
That's so kind of cool though, with the scythe in the clock and he takes it out. I can see why people really like this series.
Yeah, it is cool.
They've had some pretty cool boss fights so far. Oh, dude, that's a bitch right there.
I hate having to press up and then a command to do something.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't work.
No, I feel ya. Is the hitbox on the scythe?
Mm-hmm.
That's so strange. I guess he's possessing the scythe? Is that the idea? Because he's a ghost?
He's so strong you can't even hit him. It's just, you can only hit his weapon. It's your only hope. It's intimidating, I'd say.
It's interesting.
In the Netflix adaptation, I don't know. I had to stop talking about it. It's like, it's so.
It is interesting though. If it was like, if we used this idea in like a good animated series, it would actually give a reason for the main character attacking the scythe, their weapon all the time. If that's actually like what they have to break. Because there's so many fight scenes in animated series where like it's just obvious that they're constantly trying to clang weapons with each other and not actually hit each other.
More in live action, I'd say, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
because even in animated series, they don't want you to have, they don't want the character to have a reason to win right away. So it's always like, oh, he's just constantly blocking all my moves with his other weapon. But you know.
I feel like you could do quite a bit of work
Eric says, I think this is actually Death.
I mean, it does say death in the corner, so.
In the Netflix adaptation, Death is played by Malcolm McDowell.
Stop hurting yourself with a Netflix show. I haven't watched more than 2 episodes. The 2 episodes I watched were like such a mistake. It was like the first episode was like all about feminism and like trying to pretend like the church is anti-science.
And anti-women?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really frustrated to see how they even introduced like the romance between Dracula and that girl.
She just shows up. She breaks into his house and acts like a bitch, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess
I love you." It's like there's no reason for him to like her at all. It's like such social justice.
It's
logic.
like the big like feminism lie is that like
if you act aggressive towards men, they'll like you.
No, what I was gonna say is the big feminism lie is that stories written by men don't have like complex women, and so like they're just objects. But it's like, what is Dracula but just like an object? If you can show up, you can just pull open your drawer and pull him out and stick him in and like just act like a bitch. Like he's not even like a person.
Yeah.
He has no agency in the story either. Like she dies somehow and like he can't stop it, and it's like,
yeah,
and then
right?
he like changes the weather and shit, and it's like, what, you don't have any power
Didn't he like possess the fire or something to
Yeah.
show his face in it, but he couldn't stop the fire from burning her
Yeah,
2 seconds ago?
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
Am I remembering the episode wrong?
Yeah, and then the second episode they were like doing some kind of like, oh, we're like a poor persecuted minority because of our race. And it's like, what? What's going on, man? Why?
I didn't get that far.
I watched one more episode and I was like, Trisha was right.
Beaver says, you know what would beat him? Gravelord Greatsword Dance.
Yeah, definitely.
It's too bad we don't have that in this scenario, man.
I wish Gravelord Greatsword Dance, you could just like set it and forget it. Because it would just like deal with ads and stuff. Like it'd have like a real...
Hey, Marshalt. Welcome to chat, by the way. Sorry if I missed the message of yours before. He says, I'm so sick of cynicism. I crave entertainment that is wholesome and good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. That's what I want to make the main theme of my publisher.
Yeah, Trisha is just working on her submissions page. She was having me read it to make sure it was good.
Make sure it was A-okay for publishing.
It's like a bad place to be, right? The hallway. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, like, I generally know what to do. I wonder if it's an issue of, like, skill or level that I'm having trouble with this. So it's not like I'm consistently dodging these, but I wonder if it was, like, intended that I should, or intended that I would just only need to dodge a few. Because sometimes attacks are, like, designed like attacks on your health. Oh, I thought that was high enough.
Right.
Sometimes attacks are designed like attacks on your health. Like, that one stab that the armor guy had before is like, that really is just like a...
Nice.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Ugh. Changed direction on me.
Yeah, you were doing very good though. Cat Smash says this is some bullet hell bullshit.
I wish hitting the scythe would have some kind of effect on its... Like, it stops spinning or something if you hit it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I forget...
Spawned in the worst place.
I forget the clock isn't an actual ceiling object. Like, I can go through it.
Right.
So I didn't dodge that because I thought I had a ceiling over me, but this is like...
Right. It is a little confusing how they have that set up.
You can run through the...
Ooh.
Oh, nice. It's like it spawned another sickle on top of me.
Eric says, I think I save stated and consumabled my way to victory in this fight. Seems to have a good bit of health, this guy. Chaosmar says, my laptop is making a slight rumbling noise in the fan. It's making me uncomfortable. Spooky. Ghost has possessed your laptop confirmed.
Yeah, rumbling noise in the fan is like the least of your issues. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your problem with your computer, it's like, there's worse, A
Wonderful Galaxy says, what is man but a stomach always hungry? Good quote. Marshall says, my desktop I built like 2 years ago has always made this buzzing noise, but if you smack it, it goes away. Lol. That's pretty annoying. Might just be something loose rattling? I don't know.
See if I can do this well.
Chaos Mash says, it actually happened to my last laptop and it was not good.
Well, it just means that, like, the fan is wearing out. So, like, sometimes if you have a rumbling thing, like it's rattling around the fan, typically what that is, like, part of the fan is heavier than the other part, so it's...
Aw, that was...
At least I didn't get hit by the...
inconvenient spot, yeah.
I didn't get hit by the... What the fuck was that thing from?
Fucking boomeranged on you. Ooh, nice.
So, like, dust has accumulated on one of the blades more than the other ones. Is probably what that is. I wonder what my consumables are.
You probably have some health potions or something.
A strawberry rotten meat. It won't even tell me what it does. Probably the first spirit is a demon from Hellfires? Okay, can't use it. A melon.
Of the finest quality.
Yes. Only the finest.
You can certainly use some health potions if you do wish it.
Oh, I have this. I forgot. Oh man, that sucks so much, cock. It doesn't...
That is not too shabby. Although they are flying, so it'll be a little bit difficult.
Did you watch what happened?
I saw. It is impressive.
No, it didn't do anything. I didn't gain health.
Okay.
So it's bad. How should I handle it, Adam? Ignore it. Eventually it'll be a problem, but it's not now, right? So.
Yeah. Super not worth it. Chaos says, well, thankfully I have a warranty on this, so I might send it in when shit hits the fan. But
well, if it's actually like if you're actually worried bothered by it or worried by it or something, yeah, it's such a hard thing to hit. I think just.
Is your water waifu like the strongest special you have?
I think so.
Well, more damage is always good, so probably best to just stick with it.
Wait, I can jump here?
Yeah, because it's all in the background.
I think I'm just thinking because it wouldn't let me move there. I have it in my head that that's... spawning stuff in the middle of the air.
Yeah, that's probably the most annoying part of this fight, I think. It's just that those tiny sites can just spawn right by your fucking face. Or sickles, I guess.
Yeah, they're tiny sides. Sickles have a different shape.
I just assumed that's what they were trying to make it look like, but instead just used the same model and made it smaller.
I don't know. It could also, because they're Japanese, right? It could be commas.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
They spawn at specific spots. Memorize them.
pretty good jump.
Christ. I think.
Yes, Cow Smash live chat is activated, so no worries.
I think because everything is so above me, it's probably better to use the axe.
The axe do more damage, or okay, yeah. Then I would say yes. That probably makes sense. Or Honeydew says, you know, in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, it never felt like they knew what would happen when they played the polymerization. I want the ability to completely BS it in Attorney. There are definitely plenty of times in the anime where they just use that card to do something that you absolutely could not do.
Hitbox is not quite big enough. Just whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should. Oh, good. Okay, so.
Oh, that makes more sense, yeah.
I didn't know that was there, but.
Yeah, a wonderful galaxy. Of all the things you mentioned, you didn't want to mention that.
Okay. Try this again and again until we get it.
Makes sense. I mean, you can just save state once you do get it.
Think-
Hey, Matthew Atkinson.
I think we
I
should
think so.
probably get some new controllers, because I did jump, it just didn't do
Oh,
it.
yeah. No, I feel your pain, for sure. I mean, my controller is, like, missing the rubber nub, and I'm quite certain I could use a fresh one.
Christmas is a good excuse to spend some money.
True enough.
I'm gonna get a bunch of books for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I saw, there was, on Twitter I saw advertised the big based book sale, and I was like, oh, sick.
You want to get some based books, man?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
There was a bunch, they're all on Amazon, and they're like, yeah, get my based books on this cucked site. And it's like, guys, can we put in, like, 5% more effort? Like, just you could literally just go to another website, make an account, so I don't have to spend money on Amazon. So you don't have to give a portion of your profits to a company that fucking hates you.
Yeah, it's true on even public Square. A lot of the links that they give you for the based people, they're using like Amazon or Etsy or stuff like that for their shop.
Yeah,
And it's like, I get it, you're trying to start off, but come on.
yeah, me too, but I like...
Yeah, you went through the effort to put together your own site and stuff.
Yeah. And I got my books printed with not Amazon finally. Like I don't know. There's people that have done that.
That was certainly much more effort to find a good printer. But
yeah, but it's like I don't know. People have been around for a while doing the same stuff I'm doing, but yeah, I thought probably didn't have enough room.
Hey Trisha, would you review the indie pilots of The Amazing Digital Circus and Punch Punch Forever? Are those animated pilots? I never heard of it, so I'm not sure. Eric Lowry says, I remember the saga of finding a printer. Seemed like quite the ordeal. It is.
But even like if you're a failure, right, and you're like, oh well, no one will buy my book, so I must put it on like Amazon so I don't have to pay for doing a printing run, right? Like even if you have that attitude, you could still go to other companies like Ingram Spark or Lulu, and you know, you make, it's not even like the price comparison is not that significant. Like as for certain things, it is like different printers will have weird pricing on different stuff. Like Amazon, you know, you get over 200 pages and all of a sudden it's like they don't want you to make those kinds of books. So like they just start fucking your price margin.
You're doing fantastic, by the way.
Well, I'm not hitting a lot.
You're hitting some. Wonderful Galaxy says, you should sell your books at airports. It's not the worst idea, because I guess people are looking for reading material on the flight.
It's one of those things where like everybody like, I don't know. It's like for a lot of those things, it's like people. Oh.
Oh, hello! What is this? That is a very cool double save.
All right, we're using a fucking potion.
Wonderful Galaxy says, I always buy a new book at the airport. Hey, Gabe the Gen, welcome to chat.
Fuck. You know what? No.
Marshall says, I get motion sickness when I read on planes or try to watch movies, so I just have to sit there for a few hours staring at the back of the seat in front of me. At least you can listen to music, I guess. That is unfortunate, though. Adam Bartolome, welcome to chat. Says every Castlevania game from Rondo of Blood Onwards has a fake-out ending and true ending, including this one. Well, I hope we get the true ending. What are the requirements?
We said it last time. It was like a certain number of like souls or something.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah.
Certain variety of them.
Yeah. 3 specific souls.
Fuck.
One is a boss, and the other 2 need to be farmed. Marshall says, how many times do you have to hit this jerk off? A lot of times. He has a lot of health on him.
I'll concede that I need some potions.
Yeah, do it. So long as you have them, might as well use them. Matthew Atkinson says, I only realized there was a true ending like a year later, to be honest.
That's the fucking one, yeah.
Getting a lot of hits in.
Yeah, I was collecting like a shopping cart of like, well, not a shopping cart, but I was bookmarking all these different people who are listed in this big based book sale, and they all link back to Amazon. So I'm searching all of these authors, trying to find their own website where they might have, some printed, already in stock or something. But no one's doing that. No one's even making like the bare minimum effort to make like any amount of money. Because it's like if you're using the Amazon storefront, you're just like so goddamn lazy, it's unbearable. Because you make less money, right? Like you can have, if you have Amazon print it and then ship it for you, you make like much less money. So I think my first book, my first book was very, very small, and so the margins were fantastic. So it was only 116 pages or something, and that's what they really like. When you go up towards like 200 pages, the price goes like fucking bonkers on Amazon.
Right. Some printing places are really just only good for like small runs and small books, and then after that it's just insane.
And if you value your book at like $10, they take like a ridiculous amount of your profit. Like they give you like $3 or something. I think it was something like that. It was like $3 and change if I valued my book at $10. So I put it up to 15, and then all of a sudden I got like $7, something like that. So it was like, or almost 8, right? So the extra $5 on the price was like all going to me basically, because of how they do their weird calculation. But to have the book printed and then shipped to me all together, this is print per order, so so the printing cost per book is like elevated, right? So it costs like $3 a book. So I could sell a book for $15 and make $12, or I could have Amazon print it and then make like, I don't know, like $670 something or whatever it was, right? It was, I think it was worse than that. I don't think it was $3 if I sold it for 10. I think it was like $1 and change. I think it was almost $2 or something like that. And then when you increase it by like $5, you get like all of that. It was I now remember $6.85 was how much I made on a $15 book selling it through Amazon. So you're losing like 60% of your, like, more, right? It's like you're like 2/3 almost of your profit is like, oh no, it is less than 60, so some whatever it is. But it's like, if you like, there's these people who are like styling themselves as authors, and then they're just like, they're not buying in bulk from Amazon. No, you can't even buy from in bulk. You just place a big order, and then the shipping, you only pay shipping once, and the shipping is obscene. When you're getting, as a creator, the shipping from Amazon is like fucking like abysmal. Like, you don't get prime shipping on your orders, of course.
Right.
So it's like super shit. Yeah, it's, so the shipping is, I don't know, like a lot. It's like $2.15 per book, and then I ordered an order of 15 books of the really like tiny book, the short story collection, and then the shipping was so expensive, divided amongst those 50 books, it came out to raise the cost of printing from like $2.15 to like $3. So it's like a real consideration. It's like, a third of the printing cost is like the shipping cost to you, which is, whatever. So, but anyway, there's these people styling themselves as authors and saying they're like based authors or whatever, but they're not even doing the bare minimum to make like, twice as much money or more than on their books compared to Amazon. And like,
Right.
Yeah,
Well, some
it's just
people,
like,
they really don't want to handle anything other than writing the book and maybe posting about it, but they don't want to handle like going to a printer and getting it printed and then shipping them out and all that other jazz. And I get it, but you're kind of better off finding a publisher, or
yeah,
a based publisher, of course, but
fuck me.
Does it mess with you at all to have the stream also going in your peripheral?
No.
It would definitely mess with me since it's slightly delayed and it's always like moving, Chaos Smash says, isn't Amazon involved in child slave labor or something? I don't know anything about that, but if they get anything from China, I suppose that is a thing.
Well, Apple has slave labor, but not like child slaves. Just religious minorities in China. What are they called? Uyghurs? It's like the Muslim minority. They put them in like camps and whatever, and have them. They're like required to have a job because you can't be unemployed or something. So it's like, there's more steps than just like they put them all in shackles, but basically they're slaves. And then they require them to get sterilized and stuff, so their population will go down, so they won't have any more Muslims in like a couple generations, or like one generation, depending on how aggressive they are. They don't like force you, but they spread like propaganda about how bad it is to have babies and like people dying or whatever, and then they pay you to have to be sterilized.
Right. Sounds about right.
The UN is like, hey, that's a genocide, and China's like, yeah. What are you gonna do about it, bitch?
Or Honeydew asking, anyone else see the new Exorcist Believer movie? I have not. Forced labor camps, essentially? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, what's the difference between, like, Uyghur labor camps and just, like, being Chinese? Because, like, if you're just Chinese, you can't, like, move around the country freely. Like, there's, like, security gates where you have to, like, use your driver's license and stuff, and, like, you know, you could just, you apply to go through different portions of the city. So, you know, you can...
Marshall says the UN is going to send a strongly worded letter kindly asking China to please consider not being so mean about it.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
A friend of mine was looking at, like, working for the UN. And he was saying there was, like, he was saying there was, like, this hidden camera thing where this guy was like, so, when do we get to work? And he's like, work? Whoa. Slow down, buddy. They essentially do nothing at the UN.
Yeah,
it's like a joke.
Kind of like those TikTok videos, like a day in the life working at Google, and it's just like eating and playing video games and then going to your sleep room.
I can't believe we haven't gotten world peace yet. I don't know what they're working so hard at the UN.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Chaos Mesh says there was a mention of the patriarch in Exorcist Believer. You don't say. In a modern movie? Can't be.
This seems like not the right thing to have equipped for a boss fight.
Eric Lowry is saying
anything
I'd
else?
probably make a save state here just in case. I guess for phase 2 makes sense. Beaver says almost like the League of Nations, Japan just walked out when they criticized them for invading China.
Ugh.
Chaos Mesh mentioning the UN are known to rape children as well. Literally. Well, I hope our friend does not get mixed up in that.
You make it sound like he, like... you make it sound like he just, like, oh yeah, you know, if someone convinces him, he might just rape a child.
Well, like, even if he just walks in on a giant child orgy, that would be quite traumatic.
They also might try to assassinate him.
Yeah. Yeah. All bad things. Hey, Basil, welcome to chat. Look at us, full house on this stream.
a save state.
Adam Bartolome is saying, don't forget to crouch and double jump to avoid his attacks in the second phase.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Okay, that's an over.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm curious if it's even possible to avoid that. Or if it's just like, I should be on the other side. Nah, it goes pretty far over. It's just like this annoying pattern of a boss where it's just like they design him to just bump into you a lot, not like to actually hit you. And I hate Goomba logic where it's just like if you touch the enemy, you are injured. That would work.
Damn.
Why start the second phase? Yeah, I don't think hitting the scythe in phase 2 does anything.
No, I think it switches after. And that's why he's not transparent anymore.
Yeah, it's just like... It's just so retarded. The whole, like, Goomba logic of, like, I'm just gonna move around and, like, accidentally bump into you a lot. It's like I'm watching, like, a prank video of, like, I'm drunk.
Wonderful Galaxy argues that death is touching you, so death means you die if you touch him.
Yeah, I mean, that's still retarded. It's like... You... Even if it... Let's assume that it's, like, logical that touching death is somehow... that would somehow cause, like, instantaneous death because he's called death. It's still so stupid that, like, the patterns, it still looks so bad, and it's so non-threatening. It stops feeling like death is trying to kill me and feels like an alcoholic is, like, bumping around through the stage. Like, it doesn't feel like a dangerous enemy. It feels like a pile of pixels that will bump into me and cause damage. It feels like hitboxes rather than something I'm trying to fight. Like, this could be a picture of anything, and then it would be the same aspect. There's no... It's also, like, in, like, mythology where they have, like, a personified version of death, he has no special, like, touching you, kills you powers. Like, people steal his, like, fucking keys and stuff.
Adam Bartolome also says, when in doubt, you can always grind to buy massive amounts of health potions. Gabe the Gen says, lots of good and interesting games came out this year. Heck, got a list of 40 games that came out this year that I would like to try out. You see, you can't really say the game is good, though, if you haven't tried it out yet. It could be crap.
Could definitely be interesting, though.
Yeah, it could be interesting crap. I've certainly bought a lot of games that I thought looked interesting or unique and then drove me insane once I actually started playing them. Also said that death is often one of the most hardest bosses to deal with in many Castlevania games. Hey Junebug, welcome to chat. Basil says, I'm still waiting for Tevi to release November 30th, baby. Just outside. What's wrong with you? Are you hiding from him? Marshalt is wondering, how is Dracula more powerful than death? Well, he is undead.
Yeah, obviously death can't kill him.
Yeah. Wonderful Galaxy says when he raises his left hand, he throws it up to down. When he raises his right hand, he throws it in the middle.
I'll just go back.
You are such a chunky dog.
Just go back.
Dumb chunk. And when you face him on the other side, it's reversed. Gameplay footage as well as reviews from YouTubers I trust to determine what makes the list. Well, that's a good thing that you have game reviewers that you trust. I find it a little bit difficult sometimes to trust other people's takes on things, since my tastes are quite particular.
Okay.
We got a whiny doggo being bad. Not Gurgi, by the way. It's the other dog. She's being naughty?
Yeah, she's whining and then broke through the barrier.
Yeah, the barrier really just does not work with her. She's like very determined to always get past the barrier.
It's because
She was not properly trained.
she is a poorly trained dog.
Yeah.
That is like
Here's Gurgi over here. He's being such a good boy, just laying with me. And
the reality.
She's just breaking through barriers and being naughty.
Yeah, the reality is, I have trained all the goddamn dogs, and not my brother. 'Cause his dog is so poorly behaved.
She is Adam's brother's dog. Which is why she is not very well trained like Gurgi is. Good. You're so good. You're so good, yeah.
I meant to eat the other one, but that's fine. Seems like he's doing more damage than he was before. I thought it was 85, but it's 95. Christ.
Our honeydew says she's going through a rebel phase. She's been going through it for way too long.
It's not actually a very fast attack speed.
Adam Bartolome says you can always use your MP potions, then spam your soul's attacks over and over.
Yeah.
You guys heard about the escaped hyena in Jersey? No, can't say that I have. You are so relaxed.
Oh, you know, that's probably way better for bosses.
I don't think that reaches him, unfortunately.
Yes, it does.
Does it? Oh, it just reaches the tail.
So that's 90 damage for 28, and then this is way more damage.
Yes.
And so much easier to hit him with. What about good old axe armor? Is this viable? No, not at all. Throws bones. Okay.
You can throw hot curry at him. Hey, that's not too bad.
Kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess your water bitch is best bitch.
14 for 50 damage. That might be more. If I did the math, it might be more worth it than the Valkyrie being like. No, it's not. Not practically, it's not.
Gabe the Gen says, I'd help more, but the circle of the moon's getting me hard. Well, I didn't ask about your fetishes, Gabe. But To add some clarity to A Wonderful Galaxy, the reason why he's not always jumping consistently is because there is an issue with the button itself. Chaos Smash says, "You got this, Adam. I'm betting a bag of marbles on you."
Right. Just slides back.
Cave the Gen says, "Let's just say I fought death in Castle of the Moon, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, and that wasn't the hardest boss I fought so far. Granted, his attacks were different, save for the sickles coming out of nowhere." Our Honeydew says, "Come on, Chatham, you can do this. You got to be able to say you conquered death. You gotta be like Strong Hans and punch death in the face."
Yeah, it's just gonna hit me.
Adam Bartolome says he's trying to play it like a Devil May Cry game, as if using health items lowers your score or something.
I play every game like that.
Yeah, he does. Using consumables in general is not something that Adam will normally do.
Typically, I'll beat a boss using... If I beat it with consumables, I usually load and do it again. But I'll sometimes use consumables. But not usually. I will level up in games, though.
Yeah, Smash says, "I like using consumables. I like staying healthy and prepared." A Wonderful Galaxy says, "Using consumables are for the weak." Hey, Jamie Rose. Welcome to chat.
I...
Never says, "I'm the same as Adam. I rarely use special attacks, etc. in most games, or like in Halo when I get a good weapon and end up not using it."
Attacks enemies using sickles.
Very interesting. Is it the spawning sickle attack then, I guess?
I guess so.
wonder if it's just like spawns those for a certain period of time, or if it's just like a couple and then that's it, or...
So it takes the slot of like the vacuum cleaner power. So interesting.
You got a congrats in chat. Jamiro says this guy hits like a truck. Chaos Mash says if death hits like a truck, then Adam is a train. Got him. And Jamie Rose says as long as you hold the power, it spawns sights. Nice. Give us a moment, folks. We just gotta...
As you can see, the there's something slightly off about the game speed. It looks like it's still turboed, yeah.
Oh yeah, super turbo. Turbo cancer. Bum bum bum. On the topic of Castlevania-like games, has anyone ever played Gal Guardian? In parentheses, Grim Guardians. I have not.
I guess I should, like, take a save state.
Yeah, worth taking that.
Maybe if I turn turbo on? Wow.
Woo!
That's very fast.
We could just close the game and open it up again. Maybe that'll fix it.
Speedrunning, guys. Okay, what if I turn turbo off? Okay. We're still playing at, like, a preposterous game speed.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Never says Goku mode. Yeah, basically.
Speed? No.
Just instant transmissioning around the whole map.
Loading a save state doesn't do anything. Maybe if I just, like, reopen the game itself and then load a save state?
I think we did that before and it worked, so... Yeah.
Seems very slow, but that could just be because I'm comparing it to...
To Turbo, yeah.
Yeah. So just, like, randomly the monitor will stop receiving signal. And,
when that happens, the game goes super fast. Aw. What's the matter, buddy? Are you not comfy?
oh, I guess what you're supposed to do is continue, right?
Yep.
Get another power.
Oh, okay.
Ah, that will let me go into the basement, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sweet. More areas unlocked.
Music is super nice.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it. If he could just... If the fucking guy could just face the direction I want him to, for fuck's sakes. It's like... the worst shit. They just... It's like you need to, like, move a little bit to turn directions, and it's just so unpleasant.
Adam Barlow also says Devil May Cry is the perfect game for you. Then they flat out removed consumables entirely from DMC5.
Well, that's not as fun as just not using them.
Yes, we want the free will to not choose the consumables. Because then you are epic gamer, you know? Zillion5 in the chat, welcome. Says Aria of Sorrow is literally the best Castlevania game ever.
Ah, shit. Well, I was gonna play all of them. Can I stop here? As long as they don't, Jesus Christ. The fuck do I get out of here?
Kirky gets scared at her whining. He's like, oh no, something bad is happening. She straps. Must hide.
Oh, money.
Silence, Dwarf. You are being punished.
You can't say anything and sound like upset. You're just like, oh.
I should lay back down. Zillion says, just my opinion. I enjoy Aria of Sorrow. Enjoy and good luck. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh. Is that what we're supposed to do? Okay. You
fucking yo-yo master.
just go away. Oh boy.
Nice.
One last obstacle to heal. Oh. Good. Okay. Wait, that does not help me.
Yeah, it'll reset. Chaos Smash says, I love when you called that enemy the disco armor.
Yeah, I literally thought it said disco.
Basil says, I always loved the idea of large amounts of money in sacks with dollar signs printed on them. Hell yeah, man. How else will somebody know that there's money in that sack? You have to put the dollar sign on it. Adam Bartolome says, the best thing about this game is that all of the best weapons are obtainable through exploration. Other Castlevania games make you have to grind to get the best weapons.
Well, I hate exploration.
Yeah, I like exploration.
Yes.
That is a me thing.
Ideally, I would give Trisha the controller, and then she would explore. Until there's no more exploring.
And then, like, hand it to you for the boss fights.
Yes. Get out of here. Needles?
Fucking dumb enemy.
Can I drown while I'm walking on the floor?
There's no drowning music.
The world is just like Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know how I drowned out there.
There was no drowning music. Therefore, it should have been fine.
Now we got some Baphomets. Classy.
Very spooky.
Put on my headhunter.
Eric Lowry says, exploration is a central element to Metroidvania games, which might be an issue if you played the rest of the series.
Okay, so there's nothing in here I need besides a headache.
Not even urchins' needles. Yeah, they focused on one part.
Toto, no. Oh, that's not floor? Okay.
Oh, it's another one of those background confusion things. Very,
So,
very snack. Or Honeydew asking, Coraline or Paranorman? Coraline, all the way.
I don't know what Paranorman is.
Paranorman is some beta shit. Oh, witches aren't evil, they're just misunderstood. Get the fuck out of here.
Suffer not the witch to live.
Yeah, right.
I think people should generally assess their morals by what is a more based statement. Suffer not the witch to live. It's like, yeah, alright. I'm in.
Adam Bartolome notes you can stand on those pendulums. Just a little difficult.
How about no? Again, nothing. So we're going down. No. Nope. I don't mind, like, I enjoy exploring, but I only mind it if there's good things that I should be finding. You know what I mean? Like, if there's the opportunity to actually find good stuff that I would want, I hate it. Like, I enjoyed playing through Legend of Grimrock, and I was using a super suboptimal party, right? And I realized partway through this is terrible strategy I had. But I was using a guy with an axe. Axes are bad, don't use axes. I'm playing through the whole game, and I literally found every single secret except for, like, 2. And that game is piled with secrets. I didn't find one random secret that has, like, nothing of real consequence. It's not really that great. It doesn't matter, right? The other secret that I missed was the top tier axe and, like, the Torum guy that you're constantly reading his, like, journal entries and stuff. Absolute
that is so
fucking
annoying.
cancer. Gee, what the fuck is happening? Why couldn't I stop? There's no, like, ice.
I don't know.
Thank God. Going to a different area. Enough of these goddamn clock towers. The music is sick, but,
It is pretty sick.
Okay, so down to the basement then?
David Jen says, I suppose if you want something with a lot of secrets in addition to exploration, perhaps Symphony of the Night?
No, I don't like secrets.
I'll-
Secrets are trash.
I'll find all the secrets, and then you can just do the bosses.
I played through the entirety of Legend of Grimrock, finding the secrets just because it was fun. And and getting the little like random items, and I was like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. But like, you know, oh, you know what? And then I missed out on the top tier axe, and I found like literally every single journal entry except for the guy's goddamn body.
Marshall says, "What the fuck is that thing? A skull vacuum cleaner? Yeah, goddamn right."
I killed the maid, and then I unlocked this. It was a kung fu maid.
Yeah. Persephone.
Jesus.
We're cleaning house, boys.
It gives you health for hitting with it. And these it gives you the same amount of health no matter what you kill, or hit, rather.
Tis a shame.
Toto, no.
Dave the Gen says, one thing that tends to be consistent with almost all of the Castlevania games is good music. Same is true of Sonic. Chaos Smash says, Persephone was throwing hands, so Adam threw her down some stairs. Yeah. Doggo's being bad.
No.
I think she's only gotten more spoiled to just like cry to get whatever she wants.
Yeah. I mean, because whatever you're doing with the dog, you're kind of training them to behave that way.
Right. If you're not consistent with them, then they slide back. Casmash says, untrained dogs annoy the hell out of me. Indeed.
He's like trained her to walk like off the leash, like to heel off the leash, but like, and that's nice. But like, what you really need the dog to do is to not cry all the time.
Mm-hmm. And to pee while not on the leash also.
That would be nice. Put up, you goddamn lion wheel piece of shit.
Honeydew says, so was looking at the writing team James Gunn has gathered for the DC Cinematic Universe, and it's all terrible. He has the writer of Flash, HBO Watchmen's writer, and cancelled Batgirl writer. Well, it kind of sounds like he just wants to end DC then. He just like suicide bombing with the DC. Yeah, Jamie Rose says he has a gun to his head. You could call them the Suicide Squad. We're going down, and we're taking DC down with us. DC Comics, that is, not Washington. But maybe the Flop Gatherer. Yeah.
You fish have had it coming for a long time.
I'm still baffled that they never canceled that Flash movie. They actually released it.
Now, I've been up there, I remember. Get fucked. I'm gonna have your soul. And they really like make the characters super expressive for being pixel art. Like how they walk.
Yeah. Chaos Smash says, is James Gunn good or is he stupid? Well, I'm not the biggest fan. A lot of people attribute him to being the reason for the success of the MCU. I'm not sure if I would say that, but yeah, whatever.
I thought the guy who did the MCU was the guy who did Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi. Didn't he do the first Avengers movie?
That's a good question. Let me see. Sam Raimi. Certainly would be a much better pick, wouldn't it?
I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
I don't see any Avengers credits, but I can keep scrolling. Maybe fine. No. He didn't work on the MCU.
You sure?
Nah. It's not, I mean, unless he was uncredited.
No, he's the director. I'm 2000% sure.
Well, I'm looking at his IMDb.
First one was Joss Whedon? Really? I could swear Sam Raimi worked on Avengers.
After that, it was the Russo Bros. He worked on the Spider-Man movies, which were pretty fantastic. But then I think they just never brought him back. I think they just ditched him for, like, the new MCU.
So everybody else can use these stairs in the background, but I'm just, like, too retarded, I guess?
Jamie Rose clarifies, Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy. Jamie Rose also says, the movie was a pile of shit and Ezra Miller is a horrible actor who can only play himself, i.e. a doped out moron. Yeah, I saw the Your Movie Sucks guy review that movie, and it is hilarious. Couldn't have picked a better guy to review that movie, really. He nailed it quite well. But yeah, considering that the Ezra, out of all the actors for these shit flops that they canceled, they kept the movie with Ezra Miller despite all the fucked up shit he did. And it was a terrible movie. It was probably just as bad as the other ones. I'd be surprised to know how bad the other ones that were actually canceled were. If they felt like the Flash movie was the good one. Yeah, the Gen says Warner Brother was asking for Suicide when they kept on strong with that Flash movie.
What the ever-loving fuck? Sweet. Alright, let's see what's over here. I guess there's more to explore in that area, but...
Yeah.
Needles.
Fucking needles, man. Bunch of little bitch balls.
Yeah, it's clearly an urchin.
Cleaning up some needles. Nice.
Yeah, I hate using consumables, but I really like regenerating or like lifesteal and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh my god. Is that fucking Neptune, man?
I did see...
Dude!
Oh no, you're not gonna make me fight this guy. He's so cool.
He's so cool! He should be our friend.
Alright, well, I at least have to have your soul. I want whatever powers you've... Oh my, you're really gonna fuck me up, huh?
Oh, there's more.
Naturally.
Man, they should have saved this character model for a boss fight, though.
Whatever his powers are, I must have them.
Probably some sort of shitty music power that we saw before. Oh, okay.
Man, he's so inept at, like...
Yeah, Chaos Smash is saying it's probably bad powers.
Yeah...
Unfortunately. But he looks cool.
And what's really the most important? Being effective or being stylish?
Yeah. Chaos Smash is also asking if your luck is high enough.
It
Right.
is.
Strength is increased by 16.
So it's not going to be as good as well, what does that put it up to? 80, and then sorry, I must have passed it. Yeah, Headhunter. Oh, okay, so it is better, but eventually Headhunter will be better. And Headhunter has all these other stats that are increased.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it's double Minotaur was 8, right? Yeah. Maybe I should stick this on for some beating people up. But of course,
Eric Lowry says, now that's a buff. Oh, our honeydew says Sam Raimi is being eyed for the next Avengers movie, Secret Wars. He did direct Doctor Strange 2, which was awful because it has to conform to modern Disney mandates. Not a single moment to shine.
oh, he did like a counter hit.
What a little bitch. Heh. Got him.
Yeah, I mean, what in the ever-loving fuck? Not enough. Doesn't stay out long enough to deal a point of damage.
Damn.
Well.
Well, boys. It is what it is. Sam Raimi also directed that other dinosaur movie, 65, which I heard from friends was a big dumpster. Unfortunately. So, maybe he's just phoning it in for a bit.
You are a valued member of the Castlevania cast club. Great stream. He says while I'm farming sea urchins with a vacuum.
Welcome to the chat, VGC and M Dumping Ground. Chaos Mash says the only good films he did were the Spider-Man films. I don't know. Evil Dead was also decent.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say that he's only good for Spider-Man films, but he's got talent. It's just, sometimes you're not motivated to do the best that you can. And that's a whole other problem. It's a problem with the entire world, really, not just in Hollywood.
Worldwide leader of the CCC? It's a wild ride. Oh. Yeah, I didn't even think that these things would have souls, but... Let me take a save state here.
Needles, souls. Do you think that's another, localization thing? That they just thought Americans were too stupid to know what sea urchins are, so they're just like, needles.
Maybe. Army of Darkness, greater than Evil Dead. Army of Darkness is the most based skeleton movie ever with many bones. Yeah, Army of Darkness isn't bad.
It was certainly fun.
In I showed Trisha it more recently, and I didn't remember how rapey the corruption scene was, where he where the guy the villain guy corrupts the chick, makes her the evil thing, whatever it is.
Mm.
It's funny. I didn't. I guess I was just so used to it being so
Oh, that's interesting. Chaos Mesh says the Japanese name for the needles were called underwater mines.
Oh. Well, this would be good for Headhunter, I suppose. Maybe these are supposed to be depth charges.
Maybe.
So, without the chain.
Yeah, right. Fucking localizers.
You know, it's like... Whenever I see... like, seeing all these people like, you know, Sam Raimi or whatever, where he's got to work for Marvel, and so he's got to make the movie this, like, cucked nightmare, and then they slowly get corrupted themselves because they're, like, cognitive dissonance, like, oh, no, I can be proud of what I did, I'm helping stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It makes me appreciate more when I see someone who's, like, really proud of what they do, and they do a good job, even if it's, like, a job that's, like, sort of silly, you know? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I think at one point in my life, I think there's a lot of people that would consider, like, every job that isn't being an actor, like, not a respectable job, right?
Or being famous in general.
Yeah, like, if you're not a singer or an actor, like, certain people will just be like, you know...
Peasantry.
They're like, oh, why are they proud of what they do? But that culture of, like, not being... I thought I was already... Was I at 488? Am I crazy? Am I not getting health? I am crazy. Okay. Just checking. But yeah, that culture of, like, not really... being proud of what you do is, like, not good. There's a certain, like, you know, like the 50s or something, you'd be proud of whatever it was because you're like, I'm providing for my family. Yeah. But I don't know, I was talking to this guy, this, like, Greek guy who's, like, pretty conservative, owns, like, a diner, and he's, like, very upset by... Doesn't seem like Headhunter got stronger. Maybe I'm just... And he was like, no one's like, everybody just does the bare minimum. They don't care if, like, the business is successful and stuff. And it's like, and he was like, oh, when I worked, when I was, like, younger, I was proud of working at a good restaurant. But these people don't care. And I was like, I think if you want that, you have to pay for it. And I don't mean with money. I'm like, you need to get paid like a social currency for that. If you want people to really take a great deal of pride in their work, etc. And
that's kind of what fame grants you, and I think that's why a lot of people get obsessed with getting fame.
Yeah. Waste of my goddamn time. Unless they expect me to farm that unbearable enemy.
Good night, Gabe. See you on the next stream. Eric Lauer
No.
says, I learned to code, and I was proud of that. I even use it outside of work to improve my builds in tabletop games.
I know. I remember you were mentioning you put together a little program.
Yeah, that is pretty fun. It's good to be able to learn skills that help you in other areas besides just one.
Ugh, just gotta take it. He's just walking into me. Christ. Fucking retarded. Yeah, the guy hadn't really thought about it, but he was like, yeah, that's probably true. And I was like, you could probably build that sort of culture where they care about their job. But I don't really, you can make people proud. It's easy to make people proud. Yeah. But when people do have a job that they can be proud of, like, they're a cobbler or they're like a stone carver or whatever other like random like trade job where like people will be like, oh yeah, that guy does a great job. He's really good at it, and he takes a lot of pride in his work. And it's like, it's very nice because these people that are actors or whatever, they're theoretically in this like prestigious job, but they're constantly degraded. Like they can't really write, or they can't really make the characters that they want to make. They can't really, they're just like, serving. Oh, what? The data of defeated enemies. Yeah, like in reality, those people that, at one point I might have envied, they don't really have anything to be proud of anymore.
Mm.
So it's kind of... Okay, but there's nothing here, so there's no reason to bother with this cancerous enemy. And you see people with like regular ass jobs that are,
That is a shame. Jamie Rose says, you could make people proud and treat them well, or you can do what UPS does and treat them like shit until they quit or get fired and replace them with someone who makes 1/4 their salary. Yeah. That sounds like a lot of jobs I know.
Hmm.
You tell someone you have to do all this extra work for free because we don't want to hire more people. And then if you don't do it, they find someone else who will. Someone with even less standards. I'll be right back.
Oh, do I do less damage underwater as a general rule? I was just thinking, everyone has so much damage reduction, but I wonder if it's because I'm fighting underwater that they have that. Oh, they're crusaders. No wonder they're so hard to kill. Oh shit. What the fuck is that? I did not mean to use a Valkyrie there, but... I think the enemies are just getting stronger as you progress. Oh. Oh, you know what it is? Probably. No, they're not gonna... It's not that, because I think part of it is probably because I had Headhunter unequipped, and I'm used to the damage numbers from Headhunter. Oh, I was just thinking I should, like, farm some health. If I wanted to farm that guy... Man, I'm in a good spot, too. If the enemies are getting stronger, I would assume it would just generally be like, they would just have more health rather than change the damage numbers. Because it's always confusing when the damage numbers change. It's such a... Oh, curse drains your magic, I see.
Oh, fighting a big demon-o.
Damn.
Marshall says, it took me a long time to get a job where I'm both genuinely appreciated and well paid for what I do, and I basically lucked into it because someone found my resume online. That is quite lucky. Normally, wow. I hear a lot of good jobs people get through straight up knowing somebody or word of mouth.
Well, I mean... The best way to hire someone is that, too. If you know someone who would be good for the job and you know their character... Oh, yeah. I should probably not do that. Onikiri, huh?
It's good to have a recommendation from someone that you trust, in general.
Said to have killed a demon. Seems like it might be faster in the air. No, it's probably seems to be. Anyway, I'm pretty hungry. Do you want to call it a stream?
Yeah, certainly. We've streamed for 2 hours, and that is a nice, healthy stream. Do you want to end off with any happy story?
I have not committed great sins this day.
That's true. Eric Lowry says, my company gives out referral bonuses if you recommend someone who gets hired. That's interesting. I got one recently for referring a friend I went to college with when he was looking for a job.
That's cool.
That's nice. You get some positive reinforcement on both sides. You get to help a friend out and you get a bonus.
Happy story. Happy story.
Happy story is that Slayer in the Wide Belly is available on Fiserv.
Yeah. And if you buy Slayer in the Wide Valley, 0% of the money goes to Amazon.
Hell yeah.
The first 2 books I printed through Amazon, but they no longer get any money unless you go to the Amazon page and buy it there. But I changed the price on Amazon to be what it would take, what I would have to charge in order to make the same amount of money if you bought it from my website, because people will be like, "Oh, I bought it from your like Amazon or whatever." And it's like,
thanks.
so yeah, it's like thanks. It's like it's like so.
It feels kind of similar when like people donate to me on live stream, and I know that like 30% is going to YouTube.
Yeah, so
if thanks.
So if it's $20, it's $14. Is that right?
I guess so.
So the 30% cut of 10 would be 7, so it'd be 2 sevens, right? So it'd be $14. Such a steep cut. Yeah, so I think like so here's a happy story, I guess. Don't tell Amazon, but Amazon changed the price of my book to so I changed the price of my book to make it so that I would make the same amount of money from Amazon as from my website. So I made my book like $80 or something in order to make like the same amount I would make selling it for $20 on my website. It's like,
wow.
It's like a ridiculous like upcharge, right? So Amazon, seeing that the price has gone up, they have some automatic algorithm to undercut me. So they print 3 copies of the book and put those up for sale at half of the original cost. Or no, super cheap, even cheaper than that, like $5. They're selling them like super cheap to undercut me.
Right.
And it costs more than that to print the book. I think to print the book from Amazon per copy was like $7 for...
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah. So they're trying to fuck me. Like, they have an automatic algorithm to fuck the author. It's like, oh, there's a seller offering it. It's like, oh yeah, can I see their account? No. There's no account. There's no psychopath out there who finds a book on Amazon with like no reviews and then buys 3 copies and puts them up for sale. Because I know that they don't exist, because I can see my sales, and I didn't sell anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
So there's no fucking chance. So Amazon has bought these books, and they're like, oh, it's a private account. We don't know who's offering it for sale. They also make you agree to this thing where they're like, oh, you can't deny us when we put a sale or whatever. And I was like, whatever. I guess I'll just fuck me, I guess. So you know what I do? I buy the books.
Yeah, right.
I buy the books because they're
cheaper.
Yeah,
than actually what you're.
Yeah, they're cheaper than I can even buy them for, and they won't let me take the book off sale. They're like, oh no, you can't take it off sale because there's books for sale. And it's like, yeah, your books. So I buy the books, and then they give me the cut of my own purchase. So it's essentially, it's not like free exactly, but it was like, I don't know, maybe I did make money off it. I don't know. They have a limit per customer how many you can buy, and I think they put 5 up for sale. You can only buy 4, so I bought 4 of them, and then someone I know on Minds bought the 5th copy, and then I got the cut from all of the sales. It wasn't as much as it would be if it was at $20, but it wasn't what it would be if it was at $5. Mm. So whatever it was. So I got a bunch of copies of the book. When they came, the covers had like grease on them. Like there was like greasy fingerprints on the cover of the book. So I like cleaned them. I cleaned the copies off with like disinfectant wipes. But then the person in the UK bought it, and they never received the copy. And I like followed up with them like a month later. And I was like, hey, did you read my book yet, or you open it yet? And whatever, because I don't want to bother someone, right? Because they wanted to get it, but then shipping there is like expensive, right? But
right.
So then they were like, "Oh, it never arrived. I should have complained or whatever." And I was like, "Well, I got the money for you buying it, so whatever happened to the copy, I don't know, but I did get paid for it." So I was like, "All right, well, I'll order an author copy, change my home address to your address in the UK, and then they'll send it to me and like fuck me in the ass on shipping, but it'll be still cheaper than me shipping it there." So it ended up, yeah, like.
Man. This is some, like,
Yeah.
super redneck MacGuffining of the system.
Yeah. So it ended up costing me because they wouldn't print it in the UK or something, but then they were like, oh, international shipping is only like this much or whatever. It was like not a lot. So I think it was like 50% of my like ill-gotten profits from this like weird, not ill-gotten, I'm like Robin Hood stealing from Amazon trying to fuck me. Trying to fuck me by offering my book for like undercutting me for like basically I want to take the book off sale, but I'm like, no, I'll just like put it at $60, and if someone wants it and they want to complain about it being $60, then yeah, you can go ask me. But yeah, so essentially like a decent portion of it I spent on like the international shipping and whatever, because they charge you like a lot for shipping if you're getting something as an author. I think it was like one book was like not a lot of weight. It was like $7. It was, I think it was $11 shipping plus like whatever the cost of printing it is. So it was like, yeah. And then I think it was like $21 total I made off of buying the books myself. So I ended up getting I ended up getting 4 free books, and then sent one to someone in the UK. And at the end of the day, I made like $4 or something. I don't know. More because it was I think it was like $21 total, and then it cost me like, no, maybe I made out net neutral or something, because I think it was like $11 shipping plus $7 to print. So it's like, yeah. So what was that? $2? Yeah. So I made $2, and I got 4 copies of my book.
Woo! Thanks, Amazon.
Fuck Amazon. Anyway, if you buy Slayer in the Wide Valley, I printed it in fucking Bulgaria? Yeah. Printed in Bulgaria. From some nice lads over there with good business practices. And,
tried to have it printed in the U.S., but United States printers were a little bit fucky.
yeah, I don't know what that standard is, but yeah, that was insane. They were like... so I went to this printer, and then they made a mistake, and then they were like, oh yeah, we can fix it, but it'll cost you $96 for every time you want to make a change. And it's like, no. No, you fucked up. And I've talked to a couple people, I think like Wonderful Galaxy mentioned he works for a printer, and he's like, fuck them, don't give them any money. And then I was talking to someone else who works in a... the lady who does the flower crowns or whatever. I was talking to her, and she works at a printer, and I was like, he's like, maybe I'll pay them for the proof. And she was like, no, fuck that. They screwed up. There's no excuse for that. It's like, it's like they're just lying. There's no no one would print a book that the cover doesn't fit on the front cover. They're like no. It's like, there's no that excuse does not work. Yeah. So anyway, that's my happy story. Also, I've stopped having like G Fuel, and I've switched to like something without dyes. And not having red dye number 40 every day really clears up your head quite a bit.
Yeah, stay away from red foods, guys.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have candy canes for Christmas, but it's a bad idea. I feel like I just should for Christmas. And yeah, there's all these dyed candies too. Like I want candy corn. I want to have candy corn for Halloween, but orange you're gonna get from using red dye number 40. So
yeah, I guess so.
Maybe I could get the candy corn flavoring in something else, because it really does clear up your head. I maybe it's just because I was having it every single day as my source of caffeine rather than coffee or something, coffee or Ritalin, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm. It's quite pleasant. I found myself to be feeling much better, and the caffeine I'm using is green tea. It's like powdered green tea.
Hell yeah!
I've gotten over my fear of killing myself with it, because they have this warning on it. It's like, warning: if you ingest a gram of this, you'll die. I was like, oh my. So if you think about it, and I if I hadn't read the warning, I might have just like fucking died. Because I was thinking like, oh man, there's only 300 grams in here. Man, when I have like, or no, it's like, oh, I can buy 1,000, I can buy a kilo or something. It's like, man, but I have 600 grams a day, or like 400 or whatever it is. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's 400. You have 400 grams a day. So it's like, oh, that's not that much. That's like 3. That doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, and then I realized it's milligrams, I'm thinking, not grams. Because that would be like fucking ounces of caffeine. So, anyway, I'm feeling better in general. I'm mixing it with juice now, like just natural juice stuff. And it's quite nice. And I'm making some good progress on my stories. Hopefully that fits the bill, Jamie Rose. Since you said you could use something really happy. And that's as best as I got.
And submissions are open on Burning Star Comics Den.
Yeah, that's actually something we should like talk about, or I wanted to mention briefly, is like the concept of like there's so many like stories that are very like bleak or like whatever, where it's like I don't know, like there's so many stories that are just sort of bleak and hopeless and like, you know, just generally like negative. It's hard to encompass all of my like sort of discontent with media. Like, okay, it's like if you take like Day After Tomorrow, right? They're like the entire city of New York is like destroyed by natural disaster, freezing because of global warming, and then everyone has to migrate to Mexico and like so see what it's like now. The entirety of the U.S. is all cold. Now everyone has to move to Mexico. Oh, it makes you think. Like it's
so deep, man.
Yeah, it like presupposes all these like things and like I don't know. It's like it's not like an uplifting story exactly, and it's kind of the concept of just putting out more stories that are sort of like positive or empowering or whatever. It's like a better example is what the fuck is that movie? Oh, dude, what is it called? The Covenant? It's a whole old movie, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's this movie where there's these 4 blonde brothers that all look super similar when it's raining, and there's a fight scene in the rain, and they're all kind of blonde and fighting each other. And I don't know who I'm rooting for because they kind of all look sort of similar, and it's very dark, and like you can't quite tell.
Right.
So every time they use magic, they get older, and so they're like, "Oh, you can't use magic that much; you'll get old, and that's bad."
Sure.
And that's considered like, you know, and it's like so if you have this amazing skill, but if you work at it and get better at it, then you'll like it'll damage you, as opposed to like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, oh, I'm getting stronger, and that's good. Like
right.
you work hard and get better at something, and that's it's like RPGs in general sort of have this like bias towards progress, or like not progress, but like yeah, like you can getting better at something is good. You leveling up is good. Aside from Dark Souls, where it's like, oh no, you like go crazy, you die in the candles and whatever, and you know.
It's all about cycles, man.
You know, but yeah. So oh, and there was another one that I was thinking of. Oh yeah, there was a horror movie where it was these guys have telekinesis, and the more they use it, the stronger they get, and then that's supposed to be a horror element. It's like, oh, if you use it too much, you'll get better at it. And it's like
that would be terrible.
That's very modern. That's very 2020. Like,
don't work too hard, guys.
Don't work hard. Don't provide
You'll
for a
become
family.
evil.
Yeah. So.
Chronicle.
So I like the concept that I just like the idea that Trisha wants to put out more like positive stories, and I think it'll be good to just be like sort of, you know, a counterbalancing element of like putting out stories that are like happy couples and people getting better and stronger, and yeah, it seems I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile mission.
I'm not feeling super eloquent at this hour, but if you get my
food.
Get my meaning, you know.
Right. Well, I guess we'll say goodnight to chat. Unless you wanted to add something.
The guy who wrote that film lived in a bomb shelter.
Right. I don't know the details behind that.
It's
but...
very funny. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll join us again sometime soon. And, yeah. Good night.
Have more fun on a bun.